Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Correctional Service of Canada National Training Academy. My name is Jessica Saran, CX3 instructor here at the National Training Academy, and it is my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies today. CTP 8 started their training on the 9th of February. Today, 14 weeks later, they will become members of the Correctional Service of Canada as correctional officers. The CTP troop will be commanded by CX3 Jobert de Guzman, and the parade commander will be CX3 Michael de Castris, instructors here at the Correctional Service of Canada National Training Academy. Mr. de Guzman and Mr. de Castris will now take command of the CTP troop and parade.
now. Rearrange, steady. Parade, steady. Parade, eyes, front.
Please stand for the arrival of the Executive Reviewing Party. Today, the Executive Reviewing Officer for CTP 8 will be Mr. Henry Saunier, Acting Warden at Millhaven Institution.
Parade,
He will be...
salute.
Regional Chaplain Imam Michael Taylor will now address the parade for the opening prayer.
Parade, remove headdress.
To begin, let us acknowledge that CSC's regional headquarters is situated on traditional Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee territory. We are grateful to be able to live, work, learn, and play on these lands. Today, we are missing the presence of an Indigenous elder who normally would give his blessing and offer a traditional smudge. We acknowledge this. And the prayer of the Correctional Service of Canada. God of all the human family, you have committed to us a ministry of care and protection for the good of all your people. May we always recognize the God-created humanity of those we serve as of ourselves, which is the hope of our reconciliation. Keep us ever mindful of your laws of love, so that we may temper justice with mercy and exercise control with compassion. May our motives and our actions conform to your will and fulfill your purposes all the days of this life, so that we may share in the life to come. Amen.
Parade replaced. Headdress.
Thank you, Imam Taylor. Mr. Saunier will now be invited to begin the inspection of CTP 8 troop. At the end of each shift, the last task a correctional officer performs is the handover of keys to the officer taking over the post. In order to represent the importance and significance of this handover, a plaque with the Correctional Service of Canada insignia, including 2 Folger Adams keys, was created. This plaque, during the graduation parade, is handed over from the senior CTP troop to the following CTP in line to graduate as a symbol of the responsibilities and duties handed over during post-reliefs inside of our federal correctional institutions.
Parade, stand at ease.
Mr. DeCastris will now call forward the CTP 8 recruit to meet with a representative from CTP 9.
CTP 8 recruit, CTP 9 recruit, fall out.
CTP 8 troop will now perform a march past in front of the reviewing officer.
Right ahead, judge. Blow order, march. Parade round past the column route. Move to the right in column route. Right, turn.
The parade will now advance in review order in front of the reviewing officer. This is a traditional maneuver of troops on the parade square to show respect and willingness to be led and commanded by senior leadership.
Parade will advance in review order by the center square. March! General salute! Salute!
The reviewing officer and party will now depart from the parade.
Parade attention! Ball out! Now!
KIN08, right turn. KIN08, body left, quick march.
This concludes our graduation parade for CTP 8. The graduation and the badge presentation ceremony will continue after a 15-minute intermission. CTP KIN08, ball in.
KIN08, attention. KIN08, 5 left, quick, march.
Please rise now and remain at attention for the arrival of the Executive Reviewing Party. Please be seated and remove your headdress and gloves. I would like to introduce our executive guest today, Mr. Henry Saunier, Acting Warden at Millhaven Institution. We are very pleased to have you here today. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the families and friends of our graduating class who are here with us today, and for those who are not able to be here with us. For some, today may not have been possible without your love and support. The term graduation can be defined as the completion of a person's studies and is usually signified with a formal mark or token. However, it should be considered that a graduation ceremony is only the first step in a lifelong adventure of learning and development. Your next step is about to begin. I would also like to acknowledge all the staff training officers who have contributed to your training, and in particular, my co-lead and troop commander for CTP 8, Mr. Jobert de Guzman. I would like to thank you for your instruction, hard work, and outstanding teamwork. At this point, we will commence with the badging in presentation. Recruits will be called one at a time. Come to attention and march up to the table in front of the reviewing officer and our NTA manager. Their badge, certificate, rank epaulets, and the NTA challenge coin will be issued to them. They will then perform an about turn for pictures. Reporting to Bowdoin Institution, Brenton Bartel. Vincent Ezio Bulapar.
Sir.
Kyle Miller. Chad Murray.
Sir.
Dimitri Frikoda.
Sir.
Reporting to Edmonton Institution, Tara McCormick.
Sir.
Crystal Vandenbigler.
Sir.
Reporting to Regional Psychiatric Center, Yusuf Hussein.
Sir.
Reporting to Stony Mountain Institution, Victoria Kalina. David Lado.
Two.
Clint Vanderberg.
Sir.
Kelly Burbong.
Sir.
Kevin Wolf. Thank you, Mr. Saunier and Madame Dufresne. Through their studies, recruits have developed an understanding and an appreciation for the significant role they play in contributing to public safety. They do this in the service to Canadians and are provided through various legislation with the necessary legal authority to carry out their duties. The values and ethics that guide them in exercising that authority is what will define them as criminal justice professionals. Those of you in attendance today, family, friends, and official guests, are representatives of the Canadian public whom we serve, and for that reason, we call upon the graduates to publicly attest to those values and ethics that define the Correctional Service of Canada. CTP 8, please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I will actively honor my professional responsibilities and the public trust bestowed upon me.
I will actively honor my professional responsibilities and the public trust bestowed upon me.
I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions and will maintain my integrity and character at all times.
I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions and will maintain my integrity and character.
I will act out of commitment to the principle that every person has intrinsic dignity and value.
I will act out of commitment to the principle that every person has intrinsic dignity and value.
I will respect and uphold the Constitution of Canada, the spirit of the mission document, and the laws and policies that govern the Correctional Service of Canada.
I will respect and ensure respect for the Canadian Constitution, applicable laws and policies, and the mission, values, and ethics framework of the Correctional Service of Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the graduating class CTP 8 of the CSC National Training Academy. Since you began this process, you have been here with us and you have all been referred to as recruits. You are no longer recruits. Today, you have become correctional officers. You have become our co-workers. Correctional officers, please be seated. Henry Saunier is our guest speaker today. Henry is in his 30th year in the Correctional Service of Canada. He has been the acting warden of Millhaven Maximum Security Institution for just over 1 year now. Henry started his career as a CX1 in 1992 at Warkworth Institution. In 1998, as a CX2, Henry transferred to Fenbrook Institution, now known as Beaver Creek. In 2005, he was promoted to a correctional manager. He transferred to Collins Bay Institution and stayed there until 2011 after being promoted to Manager of Operations at Pittsburgh Institution. In 2014, he transferred to Joyceville Institution as the Assistant Warden Operations. Henry left Joyceville Institution to Millhaven Institution for a short time, and then in 2016 became a Deputy Warden at Bath Institution. Shortly after, he returned to Warkworth, where he had started his career. Throughout his career, for a few weeks a year, he has also traveled across the country, teaching correctional manager training programs, institutional emergency management, and crisis management to managers and senior managers. I would like to welcome Mr. Henry Saunier, Acting Warden, Millhaven Institution.
Thank you, Jessica. When you listen to your own biography, I soon realized how old I am actually getting. It's been a great pleasure to be here today. It really has. First and foremost, congratulations, everyone. It's not an easy road through the application process, as well as through the training program to get to today, and quite an accomplishment, and you should be very proud of yourselves. It is definitely my honor to be here, and I'm not just saying that as a good introduction to a speech. I was actually in this gymnasium 10,758 days ago in your chair, graduating from CTP 4, and it goes by very fast. And over your past 14 weeks, as Jessica had mentioned, you've been called several things such as CTP 8, or when I received emails about you, you're called Kingston 8, as well as new recruits, troop, class, rookies, hey you guys, and again, as Jessica said, those days have now came to an end, and today you are a correctional officer, and shortly after today, you'll be leaving here, and you'll be going to your respective site, and you'll become a part of a new team. I know after my CTP graduation day, there was some people on my CTP that I'd never seen again or never talked to again throughout my entire career, just how things worked. And although even yesterday I was actually talking to someone from my CTP that's now at the Parole Board of Canada. So it just shows that although you've been together and experienced this time, it is an end of this part of your career and the beginning of the career again with your new teams. When you go to your site and you start to get settled in, one thing you're going to find is you're going to find a lot of people will want to give you some advice. And for you, my encouragement to you is to balance that advice and still be who you are. And listen, but not all advice is the best advice. I know for me, I arrived at Warkworth Institution and I can picture the officer. He had about 32 years and he was a correctional officer too. And he said, listen, young lad, I'm going to give you some advice that you need to listen to. And I said, for sure. And he said, you should stay in each position that you go in corrections for at least 10 years. And that way you'll be able to learn the position. Well, if I listened to that advice, I would not be here today, because it just wasn't advice that fit, but that was his advice, and he believed in that, and I'm sure I wasn't the first person that he gave that advice. So again, balance that advice and that you will receive and mold it to who you are. Don't forget who you are. So I want to take this opportunity to give you 3 pieces of advice today from me, from my experience, and I hope that it can serve you well. The first piece of advice that I'd like to give you is follow law and policy, follow regulations, legislation, follow it. It's there for a reason. It what guides us. You're not just correctional officers, you're federal public service employees. You follow the federal public service values as well as CSC values that you read today. And as you follow law and policy, it will protect you. And when you go away from following the law and policy, go away from CSC values or public service values, you're in what I would call a danger zone. You're in a zone that now you're a little bit out there by yourself, and you may not be able to protect yourself. You may put yourself at risk. You may put others at risk, inmates at risk, other staff at risk, and even maybe the public at risk. So follow law and policy. Let it guide you, and it will be your steering ground. It'll be something that you'll always be able to defend your decisions on, because it'll be linked to policy. The second piece of advice that I would like to give you today is lean on support. There are many different channels of support, such as friends, family, co-workers, managers within the institution, as well as things like employee assistance program, critical incident stress management. These are all venues of support that somewhere along the line you may need to reach out to grab. And it's very, very important, because you don't have to do this alone. And there will be times that maybe you make a mistake. And if you make that mistake, then get ahead of it. Reach out, grab some support, and work through it, because it's there for a reason, and it's very important. The last piece of advice that I'd like to give today is not necessarily for you, but it's for your supporters that are here today, or your supporters that are live streaming this, or your supporters that will watch this down the road. These supporters have obviously been an impact to your life, or they wouldn't be watching this right now. And those supporters, I'm reaching out to you today to say that doing a job as a correctional officer or working for the Correctional Service of Canada can be challenging at times. There's shift work involved, there's different incidents that occur at times, there's emergencies that occur at times, and sometimes there's crisis situations that are very, very serious. And as you go through these experiences, you need, as a correctional officer, you need that support outside of CSC, and you're that support. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone sometime or FaceTime and reach out to your correctional officer and say, how's things going? And I know as a correctional officer, sometimes correctional officers remain pretty quiet. and they don't really want to talk about things, but it'll be your duty to pry a little bit. And you know what? There's benefit to it because they're now going to be making some very good money. So your Christmas gifts, your birthday gifts, all those things are going to expand. So there'll be quite a reward for you. I'm just kidding, kind of. So I'll leave everyone, graduates, now correctional officers, with two quotes. The first quote is not even from really a real person, but Harvey Specter on a TV show that I liked. And his quote was, "The only time success comes before work is in the dictionary." And for you to obtain success, it's going to take hard work, and it's going to take consistent work, but you're going to have that support that I spoke of. You're going to have a new team at your site. You're going to have other staff and managers, and you're going to be able to find success. The second quote was one that was just given to me a few weeks ago, and it's just 3 words, and I'm going to pass those 3 words forward to you today. And it was given by my best buddy, and it was the night before I was going for my final warden's interview just a few weeks ago, and he put his hand on my shoulder and he said these 3 words, which I'm going to say to you today and end this speech to you today, is, "You got this. You got this." Thank you.
And thank you to Mr. Saunier. Our valedictorian speech is next. Recruit Kelly Burbong has been selected by his peers to deliver the valedictorian speech. Correctional Officer Burbong.
Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Burbong, and it is an honor for me to have been selected as the CTP KIN08 valedictorian. I first started writing this speech with enthusiasm. It was then the thought of Mr. de Guzman walking past me, stopping, reading silently, and then giving me the look. One word stuck with me: no. He walked away. This resulted in a crumpled up sheet of paper being thrown at the trash can. By the way, nailed the shot. I would like to take a moment and thank all of you here today for this opportunity to speak in front of you on this special occasion. I would like to extend a special thank you to all the trainers, most notably our leads, for the knowledge they have passed on to us these past 3 months. I'd also like to thank the Correctional Service of Canada for the training, the facility, and the accommodations. I would also like to acknowledge the work our families have had to put in these last 3 months. We all know it hasn't been easy being away for this length of time, and their support and encouragement is what gave us the strength to make it all the way to the end. 93 days ago, we arrived here at the Academy, got our access cards, and headed to our accommodations, the Calderwood houses. I can say that we were very happy to be placed in these houses. I remember my first evening at the house, having to make your bed like the diagram that was provided. Some of us went as far as watching YouTube videos to figure it out. Getting to know a bunch of strangers who now I'm proud to call my brothers and sisters, and embarking on a journey with so many uncertainties. Our first 2 weeks were a whirlwind of information, rules, expectations, and online training. As all of us are aware, these are all unprecedented times. With the roller coaster of emotions involved with being away, isolated, and not knowing what tomorrow brings, I feel this has galvanized us into one whole unit. Not only has this solidified us as a group, it also gave us some perspective on the isolation of the offender's world, which is an insight we have to reference on our journey going forward into the service. Despite this added difficulty, we came together as a group to tackle the many challenges we faced at CTP. I can say that because of what we experienced, I stand here representing a group of people that I respect, trust, and am proud to work alongside in the future. As we move forward to our respective institutions, we enter committed to the values and ethics that we already possessed and were further instilled in us here at CTP. Not only motivated by our career aspirations, but the drive to contribute in diverse and significant ways to changing lives and protecting Canadians. As we align our missions in life with those of CSC, we look to the future while remembering the past, to mentor future new officers while honoring those who served before. We are honored to have the opportunity to be a part of this legacy of a service that has and will continue to sacrifice their time, peace of mind, and lives for the protection of the Canadian people. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Verbong. You're entering the service at an exciting time. There will be many opportunities presented to you throughout your careers. Today is the beginning of your career. Set goals and strive to achieve them. Some of you are going to the same institutions, and you'll get to see each other regularly, take care of one another. Some of you may transfer to other institutions or to other regions. Wherever your careers may take you, you'll always remember the friendships that were created here during your training. CTP is the learning foundation of being a correctional officer. I'm confident that you now have the skills to safely enter your institutions, where your learning will begin again and will indeed continue throughout your careers. Listen to your fellow officers and staff at your sites and learn from them. You are the future of the Correctional Service of Canada, and we are proud to have been a part of your training experience. Just as you have learned from us, we have also learned from you. Good luck to you all. Stay in touch, and we look forward to training with you in the future. You should be very proud of what you have accomplished here. I'll ask that you now rise for closing prayers with the Regional Chaplain, Imam Michael Taylor.
After today, you take your training, your uniform, and your badge into the world of your career. May you remember today and everything that led up to this moment. May you use the resources that come with your training and that which is deep within you as you move to keep our people, our institutions, and our communities safe. Know that there is always someone that has your back. You trained as a team, and you take on your role as part of a larger team. Know that there are supports to help you navigate the barriers and challenges that you will face. You will have good days and bad days, busy days and days that can't end fast enough. You graduate at a time of tremendous change, and you have an opportunity to be at the leading edge of our organization. Grasp that future. Futuro Recipre. Now, on this significant day of your career, may the Creator grant you courage and confidence as you strive to be faithful to the motto of our service, Futuro Recipre, grasp the future. May you purposefully engage in creating the future, not just in your own lives, but also in the lives of those who are incarcerated. May you do it with wisdom, determination, and courage. May you work and think and play and exist with the values of respect, fairness, professionalism, inclusiveness, and accountability. May this identity that you are going to take on be one that bears good fruit for you, for our people, for our institutions, and for our communities. Amen.
Thank you, Imam Taylor. Please now replace your headdress and gloves for our national anthem. Please continue standing for the departure of our guest of honor and the reviewing party. Thank you all for attending. That concludes the graduation.